Call of Duty Warzone. No, not this dumpster fire. Or this other dumpster fire. This one, smack bam in the middle. What is Warzone? Well, if you're asking that question, how's that rock you're living under? Warzone is a 2-year-old game that is still holding up today, with the development team releasing a thank you note video for 100 million unique players, and makes hundreds of millions of dollars each day. Call of Duty themselves describe Warzone as a realistic wartime experience with many situations that accurately depict battles at war. Yeah, no, that is not this. So I, with my glorious stats, are qualified to give you a detailed review and later, a rating of the game. By the way, most of the background gameplay footage you'll see will be on the brand new map which was just released today.
Warzone is a prime example of being at the right place at the right time. With the initiation of quarantines and lockdowns all over the world, people were seeking an outlet or time pass. And with Warzone still being relatively new and fresh in people's heads, in combination with it literally being a free game, what was to lose? Your storage space. All jokes aside, this game was entertaining enough to bring most people back for another session. The game did not discriminate against platforms. You're on PC and you want to play with someone on PlayStation or Xbox? You can. This was a significant contribution to the game's success. Everyone can join in on the never-ending fun that is Warzone. Warzone is a simple concept. Land on a very large map with 150 other players and fight to be the last one standing, while gas constantly remove parts of the map, bringing in players closer together. Yet, advanced movement and aiming techniques and the constant split-second decision-making required creates an environment where no two gunfights are ever the same, adding infinite replayability to the game. This satisfied most people throughout their quarantine. I had previously mentioned that the game makes hundreds of millions of dollars a day, yet it is free to play. It makes no sense, right? Well, money is made through microtransactions in the form of cosmetics, visual textures that give players no extra advantages in-game. Why would people pay real money for what is essentially pixels on a screen? Although ridiculous at first glance, if you have a firm understanding of previous large-scale games, it makes perfect sense. In this era of gaming, people are fed up with the invasive and scummy business tactics used up to now. This was when microtransactions gave players an advantage, or even worse, the chance to have an advantage in the form of loot crates, providing what is essentially a legal loophole to promote gambling to anyone that played the game, even children. People were angry. Most decided to give up on gaming as a whole, and rightfully so. This left most companies at a stalemate, as there was no other method established at the time. Then along came Fortnite. Fortnite introduced a cosmetic-based microtransaction system. It worked better than any has worked before. With Fortnite also being a free game, people felt the need to support the game through the purchasing of cosmetics. Warzone copy and pasted this formula, and so has a lot of other games too, and it works. To buy these packs or bundles as is stated in the store, you will need to first purchase some CP. COD points, that is. This psychologically creates a disconnect from real life currency. People will see, oh, it's 2,400 COD points, rather than what it actually is, $30. Smart? Yes. Ethical? I'm really not too sure. Enough with the boring stuff already. Let me tell you about the game. Since the launch of Warzone, there's been frequent updates and tweaks to keep the game fresh and fun. These could range from a minor balance update, changing how weapons work and interact with one another, ultimately changing how the game is played, or the massive season updates, which could include all of the above, while also adding 2 new weapons to unlock and level up. And sometimes even changes to textures or to the map to build on the overarching story the game is developing and to improve gameplay. How's the overarching story? It's alright. I would say it does not supplement the purpose of the game, to be a realistic military shooter. I'm not going to lie, some of that immersion is broken when I see a zombie EMP blast me, throw tear gas, then proceed to claw out my face until I die.
Here on you, there's 2 here on you.
Down.
I'm coming back.
Popping EMP.
Nice.
No, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Although adding to the overall entertainment of the game, Warzone is in a state where it is beginning to lose its sense of identity and what made it popular in the first place. But only time will tell what the development team will do with the game. The development cycle of the game is absolutely atrocious, especially for a studio of this caliber. Updates are released once every 2 to 3 months, which is reasonable in terms of how long I will enjoy the game until the next update. But the problem arises when bugs are present. Sometimes even game-breaking bugs or exploits can take months to fix, meaning that players would just need to deal with it and come to a mutual agreement to not perform these exploits. Unlike this person, using the stim glitch to infinitely regenerate in the gas, winning him the game. But if the development cycle is bad, bugs and glitches are quite common in Warzone, what about the balance and interactions of the weapons available in the game? Are they any good? No, not now that is. Warzone had a massive event at the start of this year which involved a collaboration with Call of Duty Cold War, the most recent installment in the Call of Duty franchise. Needless to say, these guns were broken on release.
I think it has no recoil, so that helps, but in general, I'll go ahead and put that as a viable. We already know that's broken, needs a nerf. It's a down-up player, so it's not all that great. FFAR, top tier meta, even the floor loot one is pretty good.
With this later Season 3 patch, however, these guns are more in line with the original weapons. But for context, these guns were broken since of December last year, and now, on the 22nd of April, which is when I am writing this, only now are the guns being fixed. These guns, even after the patch, still reign supreme over most of the original weapons, which were perfectly balanced before the integration of Cold War. But after what I had seen in the Season 3 patch notes, I feel like the game is heading in the right direction. With all that was aforementioned, you would expect me to say that the gameplay is absolutely terrible. But you'd be wrong, and I'm not too sure on why. Warzone has this certain charm to it. The animations, the story, the gunplay, the adrenaline, and the sense of accomplishment if you win. Every aspect of this game has had a tremendous amount of love put into it. In Warzone, there is a huge arsenal of weapons at your disposal, all with unique attachment choices, allowing you to build your weapon around your playstyle. Want to move faster? Go with a shortened barrel. You like to rush? Try using a submachine gun or shotgun. Theoretically, you could use any gun you wanted to. Practically, you wouldn't. If you're looking to succeed and not die a lot, your options reduce to a select few weapons. This is classified as the meta. Meta standing for most effective tactics available. Every game will have a meta, but in Warzone, the meta weapons are so far ahead of other standard issue rifles, there is no point in choosing otherwise. Updates do influence the meta, but with the poor development cycle, you'll be stuck with using the same weapon for months. Use anything else and you'll be destroyed by others using the top tier weapons. It's just that simple. Warzone has another distinct problem with gameplay, a TTK problem, another acronym no one really knows. Well, the TTK of a weapon refers to its time to kill, under controlled environments and if all shots connect. Although unrealistic, it provides a framework on what guns are good and what guns should be avoided. The higher the TTK, the worse the gun will generally perform. There are other factors involved such as movement speeds, flinch and recoil control, but TTK seems to be the most influential. Warzone's TTK problem revolves around the notion that weapons in the game kill way too fast. In my opinion, whoever is saying that is absolutely correct. The average human reaction time is 210 milliseconds. One of the most popular weapons, the CR56 AMAX, can eliminate a target in just under 480 milliseconds. My reaction time is very above average, ranging from 160 to 180 milliseconds, and I still think weapons kill too fast. Once I get shot, it takes 170 milliseconds for me to realize I'm being targeted. It takes more time to gauge direction based on sounds and traces, more time to turn around, more time to find my target, and even more time to shoot back. In Warzone, generally you shoot last, you die first, no matter how skilled you are with movement or aim. The game rewards more methodical and slower movements from one point to another, but who wants to play like that? It's boring. Playing like this is like going to school, then coming home to do more schoolwork. There's no enjoyment in it. I do not blame players for playing like this guy.
I know what I have to do. I headshot him, he's downed. Both of them downed.
What the f is this?
Hi. Bro, 10 kills.
Sitting on top of a roof until they are forced to move. Because the TTK is just too fast and it encloses players and traps them to play more slowly.
Why play Warzone? Because with friends, the game is fun, very fun. If you can unwind and not take the game seriously, the game is very entertaining. If you do not have any friends, then play Warzone. I could not recommend giving a game a try. Larger scale gunfights found in duos, trios and quads is where people will find the most entertainment out of the game. Overall, I give the game a 7 out of 10. If I wrote this yesterday, I would have given it a 5, but the latest balance changes have kept me optimistic for the future of Warzone, and I am very interested to see where the game will go next. Thank you for watching.